It's easy to see how visually remarkable Dragon Ball FighterZ is, but as we all know, looks aren't everything. Is this game more than just a pretty face? Is this game worth your money? Is it worth your time? Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dreamality and welcome to my review of Dragon Ball FighterZ. Dragon Ball FighterZ is a tag team fighting game. Online and local play support up to 2 players, but you can only verse each other, you cannot play on the same team. The roster currently consists of 24 fighters and 13 stages. The game is very accessible. If you're more of a casual gamer, don't let any of the footage intimidate you, the game is super easy to get into. Check this out, the game has auto combos, so performing a combo is as easy as mashing the same button a couple times. Whether you're mashing your light attack, your medium attack, or your heavy attack. As you can see, these combos are super easy to do, and it's great that even the least experienced gamer can feel the epicness of a Dragon Ball battle. All of the characters have special moves. To make things even easier, the inputs are the same for all of the characters. For example, regardless of who you're playing as, if you were to perform a quarter circle towards your opponent followed by a light attack, every character will do a special move. Even the meter-burning ultimates have simple inputs and are the same for all of the characters. As you can see, the game helps you out quite a bit. But is that all? Does the game lack depth? I for one was concerned. The tutorial briefly goes over some of the game's mechanics. In the pause menu, you will find no combo list. This doesn't mean that aside from the auto combos, there are no combos in this game. It's up to the player to experiment and to discover on their own. If you watch any medium to high level play, you will see there is more to this game than meets the eye. Instead of me just saying, yeah, the game has depth, I want to briefly go over some mechanics so fans of fighting games can see the potential that's here. This is a tag team fighter. There's a level of strategy of knowing when to summon an assist, as well as when to swap characters, whether it's to string together a combo for more damage, or have an injured character back out. Injured characters that are tagged out can actually regain some health. There's a universal grab in this game, which one you can use to start a combo, or you can force one of your opponent's characters into battle. Tagging in a fighter or an assist does have a cooldown. The game is very fast paced and having this tag team system makes it even more so. With a well-timed deflect, you can push away your opponent, deflect Kai Blasts, deflect special moves, and even deflect super moves. In this game, you can wall bounce enemies, you can jump cancel to string combos, if you have the meter, you can teleport behind the enemy, if you have the meter, you can chain super moves. Something I haven't seen a lot of people use online is the burst mode. It's only a temporary buff and you only get 1 per match. In this state, you deal more damage, and you rapidly regain health. As you can see, the mechanics open the doors up to all sorts of opportunity. If you're worried about versing somebody with more of a button mashing playstyle, to combat that, it's going to come down to timing. For example, a lot of players like the rushing mechanic. It's fun, it's fast, and once they get to you, if you're not blocking, they can perform an auto combo. When you see them rushing you, you can time a super move, or you can stay crouching and nail them with a heavy attack. By the way, when a fighter is tagged in, they automatically rush the enemy. So yeah, there's room for punishment there as well. The characters have different stats, some are faster, some are more powerful. If we are taking into account solely the auto combos, then yes, they all play the same. These special moves and these super moves are different for the characters. Android 16 is more of a grabbing character, Kid Buu has more ranged special moves. Some super moves are ranged while others require a grab, and the fighters just play differently with their light, medium, and heavy attacks. It's going to come down to not only experimenting with different individual fighters, but different team compositions as well. All that being said, in comparison to some other competitive fighters, the differences between the characters, though there, aren't as large or as apparent. Considering the source material, I think the game does an excellent job of capturing the speed and the power of a Dragon Ball battle. But for some, I can see that being a problem. There's a lot going on screen. Characters rushing in, swapping out, performing an assist, performing super moves, ultimates, it's madness at times. For me personally, the biggest problem I had was when the opponent and I were playing as the same fighter. In all the chaos, I don't know which one I am. More often than not, I'm the one getting beat up. That's by no means a major complaint, I'm just saying. For me, easily the most fun comes from versing another person. That is where the game shines. The second the match starts, my eyes are glued on the screen, I do not blink. People, it's awesome. There are so many turning points in a match, you do not know who's going to win until that final knockout. Visually, the game is absolutely gorgeous. It sets the bar for future Dragon Ball games, for future anime adaptations. I'm always a fan of characters getting injured throughout a fight. It just wouldn't be Dragon Ball without some environmental damage as well. I don't have much to say about the audio, everything sounds as it should. If you're familiar with the source material, you know exactly what to expect. You can choose between Japanese or English voices, whatever floats your boat. As soon as the game begins, you're introduced to the main hub. Here you pick an avatar and you name yourself. You can choose an offline lobby where you run around by yourself, or you can join other players in an online lobby. What's the difference? Well, in the online lobby, you can see all the other characters run around, you can show off your avatar, and you can challenge anyone to a battle. By using the in-game currency, you can buy Z capsules. These come with pretty standard stuff, your emotes, your character avatars. Of course, you can buy this in-game currency with real money. You do get it very easily in-game just by playing the game. Personally, I don't care about the capsules, the in-game currency, the avatars, or this entire lobby, as a matter of fact. All around the lobby, you will find the different modes. Here is a list of all of them, pretty standard stuff. World match is where you can verse people online. Ranked matches, casual matches. You form your team, you pick your preferred stage, and then you can go do whatever you want as the game finds an opponent for you. Finding matches has been quick, and I always appreciate being able to jump into another mode as I wait for an opponent. Here's a minor complaint. When you are notified that an opponent has been found, you click ready. At times you're gonna get stuck just staring at a screen waiting for the other person to respond. The ranked system works like this. Depending on how you played, you either win a lot of points, some points, or you lose points. If both parties agree, you can rematch your opponent for a best 2 out of 3. Let's talk about the performance online. Once you find an opponent, there is an indicator that shows you their connection quality. If you're afraid of that crimson red, you can say next to that opponent and move on to the next one. I'm not sure how accurate that indicator is. I've played many matches, but only a couple have been this bad. My experience for the most part has been smooth sailing. Replayability has been high for me because I enjoy ranked matches so much and I enjoy trying to improve as a player overall. The last mode I'm going to talk about is the story mode. Oh boy. The main story is divided into 3 arcs. The first arc follows Goku and company, the second arc follows Frieza and company, and the third arc I'm not going to say anything about because I don't want to spoil anything. Here's the premise of the story. The main villain has a ton of clones running around wreaking havoc. It's up to Goku, his friends, and this mysterious spirit to save the day. The story mode plays like a board game. You go around just fighting clone after clone after clone. You pick your team. The more you play as a certain character, the stronger they get, they level up. There are a lot of buffs to choose from, there are a ton of cutscenes to find. In total, it took me about 7 hours to complete the story mode. I can see it taking around 10 if you want to go out and find every cutscene. Okay, where do I begin? The story is absolutely atrocious. Every single time you go to save one of your pals, you find him unconscious. Whoa guys, turn around, there's a clone there. Yeah, that would make a good 7-hour story. The villain is comically bad. She's obsessed with feeding to gain more power, so she turns people into all sorts of treats, eats them, and then like a judge on Top Chef, she gives a stone cold review of the treat. The final arc you unlock is a tad bit better than the first 2, but I'm really grasping at straws when I say that. I have been a Dragon Ball fan since the very beginning, and I did not enjoy any of this. Maybe it takes an absolute fanatic, because I do know people who consider these cutscenes to be fun.
Just what else did you look at without my permission, huh? Don't tell me. You saw memories of me taking a bath, didn't you?
I might have seen something like that amongst the junk. What of it?
What's that supposed to mean? Have you no respect for a girl's privacy?
Hold up. Why would a Namekian be interested in girls anyway, Bulma? Hold on there. Aren't you a little too old to be calling yourself a girl?
I am not old!
You have no control over the story mode's difficulty. The first 2 arcs, which take about 4 hours to complete, are so profoundly easy I didn't have to look at the screen during the fights. Believe me, I'm not trying to say I'm some kind of gaming god. I am saying the AI is dumb as dirt. The AI won't recognize you stringing together the same 2 auto combos. You can get through the entire first 2 arcs with perfects, no problem. Honestly, this decision makes no sense to me. The first arc, which takes about 2 hours to complete, bombards you with tutorials. The worst part is you cannot avoid the tutorials. They're forcing it on you and it's so irritating. Then again, I guess air dashing is complicated. They will teach you the same thing about 40 times. It makes no sense. I was left with no incentive to get through that 7-hour plus story. And I know people are thinking, is he really making a big deal over a fighting game story mode? Fighting game story mode is usually a bonus. To that I say, there is a chunk of game here, time and resources went into making this that could have been much better used elsewhere. More importantly, this is a perfect example of quantity over quality. I would have much preferred a more Injustice 2-like story, 2 hours and a half about, but it tells a great, enjoyable story. You don't consider this great and enjoyable?
Though from the looks of it, you've been snacking a bit much as it is. You should probably dial it back a bit. You wouldn't want a bellyache now, would you?
With all that said, story mode replayability is going to have to be a never ever again for me. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the conclusion. I have been craving a 2D Dragon Ball fighter since Budokai 3 and Burst Limit. To have Arc System Works behind the reins, a company who I've enjoyed other games from. Everything was in place for this game to be amazing. This is easily my favorite Dragon Ball game to come out in recent years. Versing another person with these tag team battles, people, it gets intense. I still feel spoiled by these visuals, incredible. You want to know what's not incredible? The 7 hours I wasted on that story mode. Arc System Works, Shenron, I don't care who it is, somebody owes me 7 hours. I am really enjoying this game. I recommend it to the most casual player out there. It's very accessible. If you are a fighting game enthusiast and this game has piqued your interest, I recommend it. It is at the very least worth trying. If you are a Dragon Ball fanatic, this one's a no-brainer. I for one am looking forward to seeing how this game evolves with time. You have heard my thoughts, and now it's time to share yours. If you have played the game, share your thoughts so viewers get some perspective. How's everyone enjoying the game? Who are your favorite fighters? If you enjoyed the story mode, I would love to hear what it is you liked about it. If you haven't played the game, you share your thoughts too. Does it look like fun? What do you think of the visuals? I hope this review was helpful, dare I say enjoyable. If you have any questions, feel free to ask down below and I will do my very best to answer them. And of course, thank you for watching. Ladies and gentlemen, we did it. The very first review of 2018 complete. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new here and you liked the video, do consider subscribing. There's always room for more awesome. If you like good movies, nay, great movies, you should check out my last video. I talked about my 7 favorite movies of 2017. Did the Emoji Movie make the cut? I don't know. I don't remember. You're gonna have to watch it. It didn't make the cut, no. It looks like my next review is going to be of Monster Hunter World. I've heard nothing but great things about this game. I can't wait to try it. I've also heard it takes about 50 hours to beat the main story. Bring it on, challenge accepted. That about sums it up. I wish you all an amazing day, an amazing night. I'll see you all soon, and thanks again.